Hello, everyone out there in the game show Gumboverse. That's me, Cindy Saddleman, here once again with another exciting Gumbocast. This time around, we have the death of Rip Taylor, which is always kind of sad. We do have something about the fall of HQ. Jason Zufanieri has been defeated after 19 straight wins. We have a brand new show for Game Show Network called Get a Clue. We also have a debut date for Nashville Squares, and also your wonderful Q&A. Jessica will be joining us a little bit later on about stuff for the fall of HQ, but right now I am joined by Jordan Haas once again from Game Shows, I Suppose.
Hi. At this point, I'm here for the full month, so this is great. Hi, everybody.
This is your third straight show.
You know what? At this point, just call me a returning champion. This is just like it's the streak. Will I be here for week 4, week 5?
Probably not.
Oh.
Well, it all depends if Jessica's schedule is foobarred once again.
I am the Van Dorian of Game Show Gumbo.
Did you just say Van Dorian?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, works for me. So, to start off with stuff, I finally entered the 21st century and got a smartphone.
Whoa! So your mind's already blown, Cindy.
Pretty much. Having these apps, Uber, Lyft, this thing called Words with Friends, and also Swagbucks Live and HQ, which we'll be talking about later with Jessica Brand. So yeah, it is quite interesting. It's an iPhone 6S. I had to change carriers.
Nothing wrong with the iPhone 6X. That if you're going to pick an iPhone, like I would say that was the last great iPhone. Like every single time thereafter, there's been lots of hard issues with it. So you picked a great phone.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's charging right now. It's charged pretty fast, so it's always a good thing.
Please feel free, listeners. If you have any app suggestions for Cindy, let her know. There is that Wheel of Fortune World Tour. There's that Jeopardy World Tour game. There's if you can find it, there's ways you can try and get like some of the UK apps that aren't in the US store.
There's also that Tipping Point app.
I want to play that Tipping Point app. You have no idea. That and Pointless.
I also heard there's a $100,000 pyramid one, but I heard it's kind of trash.
It just came out. I played one round of it. Imagine just texting the game. Text the game.
Used to do that quite a bit with the net games.
It's a net game, but with like background music. So you can hear that.
Mm-hmm. The wonderful and however, let's be honest, it's probably a better home game than the actual board game was. Seriously, 10 games for $25.
But that features Michael Strahan.
What does this one feature?
A photo of Michael Strahan.
So essentially the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
Okay. But yeah, speaking of, I've done more thrift storing finds.
Whoa. You're going thrifting.
Yep. Found a copy of Trivial Pursuit, the game show.
Oh. You know how you know that's the game show version of Trivial Pursuit?
On the box.
And on the question card.
Yep. And plus it's also got Wink Martindale's smiling face on the box.
You gotta fill out your pie wedges.
Mm-hmm. And I also found the first copy of the first edition of Win, Lose, or Draw.
Does it come with Burt Reynolds' own house, or?
No, but there are a lot of unsold copies of Smokey and the Bandit Part 2.
Oh. Ouch.
And I found the third edition of Password.
Doot, 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 doot. All right, so password. So I've always wondered with the old school passwords, is it like classic rule, like first to 21 plays, or is it like the party game where you go back and forth with the passwords and most points wins?
It was always like that with the home game.
Gotta get that little countdown clock thing where you move the little spinner from 10 to 9 to 8.
Yeah, it's in the game. However, I have to admit it's not the fine edition.
It needs to be more fine.
Yeah, it needs to be refined. Hey. So, have you ever been thrifting and found some interesting game show board games?
Okay, so the last time I went, I saw a second edition Jeopardy. Like right when like mid 80s Jeopardy. Other than that, it's always been like DVD games. Like for me, I guess I get bad luck, so it's like the Deal or No Deal, Fifth Grader, Millionaire.
I found Singing Bee.
Singing Bee, that's another great DVD game. But the greatest find I found in terms of a thrift store game show relation was an unsold copy, like neat, clean version of Wheel of Fortune for PlayStation 1.
Nice.
And you know what? I will say that's one of the definitive Wheel of Fortunes. Because you get the FMV prizes, you got a jackpot round, you got a surprise wedge. Level and great puzzles. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Like, one of the rare ones is the Jeopardy! Second Edition for the PlayStation.
That too. I do not have that. The one like game show game I played the most besides Wheel of Fortune is the Weakest Link one.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so bizarre still to find out that exists. Also the Millionaire third edition I found.
Of course.
Third edition.
Also the Game Boy version.
Second edition for Game Boy Color.
Mm-hmm. I go back to the Jeopardy! Second Edition one for the PS1 because they actually included video clips where you get a behind-the-scenes look at Jeopardy! From Alex, Johnny Gilbert, Harry Friedman, Gary Johnson, and a couple other fine folks.
It's so weird seeing Freeman that young, by the way.
Freeman with... Wait a minute. Did he have hair back then?
He had some hair, but and I think it was also, I don't know if Merv Griffin had a couple of clips. It's either that or
I'll have to look at it.
Because it's just the success of Jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he brought up and it's the constant one. It's the what's the question story or the lullaby that creates the final Jeopardy cue. It's always one of those two stories.
Speaking of Jeopardy, I did find the DVD that was released about 12 years ago of Jeopardy, where it had like 5 episodes. The first episode, Ken Jennings' last episode, and then the Ultimate Tournament of Champions finale.
Did you do the thing where you get to change the chapter guide and go to a different camera angle?
No, I haven't watched it yet. I've just been busy doing other things.
I think that's the best feature of that DVD, is just that you be able to change the camera angle. You can be your own director for Jeopardy.
I honestly don't know how... There was an American Gladiators DVD released. I mean, I would have loved to have seen more behind the scenes. I mean, like interviews with Dan Nitro Clark or Mike Adamle, or even stuff that was just from the YouTube page put on the DVD, but I guess that didn't happen.
See, that would be something I would want to find out. See, if I was making like I want to make a behind the scenes Gladiator. I want like the audition tape for how they found Nitro and how they found Zap and Gemini. It's like, okay, what was the physical challenges that they had to do to show they actually have like some strength? Did they have to do like some wrestling promo, for instance?
Or how about this? Show us the pilot.
Oh, we only saw. You seem like the only brief pilots, right? Like those small clips that have been unearthed.
Well, there was a promo there was a Boston promo that showed clips of the pilot and an interesting logo for American Gladiators, and actually showed Swing Shot from '89. You know, the original incarnation of Swing Shot.
Oh, so it's the. Oh, geez, that's a dangerous version. They did not have that much safety padding on the OG Swing Shot. I think that was the one that injured one of the contestants, like twist ankle.
Probably. Yeah, and then they shelved it for a season and a half, and then when season 3 came about, we got the revival of Swing Shot.
I mean, like, the thing is, I think they also wanted to have that hook of like, here's like a new game, even though it was not really like shown.
Yeah, I always wondered why they never showed it. Maybe it was just impossible to shoot.
I'm thinking it's the angles because the slingshot could go left, right, up, down, like any direction. It's kind of like when they try to do Human Cannonball. It's all you can do is the down the alley and then the behind the gladiator position.
Yeah. And especially with the original setup, because they were in a really small studio.
Well, it's big. Didn't you see the amount of people in the background there? That's a lot of crowds.
No. I mean the first half of season 1.
All that realistic crowd. It's not at all a painting. I had to find out the hard way.
No, that was the second half of season 1. I was talking about the first half of season 1 with Malibu.
Yeah.
Like, it was like shot in a shoebox.
It was also very I found it very dark, the first season Gladiators.
Yeah. And then when season 2 came about, they fixed all that.
They knew what they were going for.
Mm-hmm. I would like to see a Gladiators. I know there's Gladiators on Amazon Prime, but you got to have this subscription to SI in order to be able to view it.
Weird.
Yeah, but all 7 seasons are there, I think, including the international episodes. International Gladiators episodes.
I will go right now to see, because, sometimes I have that fixation. I want to see Skytrack.
Mm-hmm. Skytrack was a good event.
Also the assault course, because I just like the tennis ball launcher. Let me go to Prime. All right, Prime Video.
Yep.
Ooh, there it is.
And while you look that up, we're going to get a little bit sad right now. Because we lost a prominent member in game show history over the past couple of days. Rip Taylor.
From the $1.98 Beauty Show.
$1.98 Beauty Show, did a lot of Match Game, did Tattletales with Phyllis Diller, believe it or not.
I remember mostly when I saw Rip Taylor was in the Bergeron version of Hollywood Squares.
Yeah. I'd like to think... Oh, he also did John Davidson as well.
And most people know Rip for the classic throwing of confetti at people.
Mm-hmm.
Or the finale of the Jackass movie.
Or that one super password clip.
Oh, yes, where he throws his wig because he's that frustrated.
Well, he also throws Bert Convey's stool after Bert Convey threw it.
Can you
blame? And then he wigs out, so to speak.
I don't blame him.
But he was suffering from some health issues, and he lived a very long life, being who he was. Like, he did a lot of voice acting and stuff like that.
Doop-a-doop-doo. What else have we remembered? I mean, like I think he was on the Scooby Doo movie, a Scooby Doo movie thing.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, he also is I did not know this until today. He's the voice of the genie in the DuckTales movie.
I have that somewhere.
Treasure of the Lost Lamp. That one.
Yeah.
He was the genie in that.
It was a good movie. I like that movie.
Wikipedia, as I just opened this up, he was credited in the 1994 December edition of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
To help push Jeff Jarrett.
In Vegas. Why is it every game show personality that we've talked about that unfortunately died has done something with WWE?
Because, I think it's because the WWE knows these are okay guests to grab, because most people who are in mainstream audiences watch a game show, so this could appeal to the WWE audience. That being said, Alex Trebek's still alive.
Yeah, but for how long though?
Vanna White. Vanna White was there once.
WrestleMania 4. Bob Barker's still alive.
Ray Combs. Remember when Ray Combs did, the Royal Rumble?
He was there twice. He did WrestleMania 8. He also did Survivor Series 93 with the battle between Shawn Michaels and the Knights versus the Hart family, which is supposed to be Jerry Lawler and his Knights versus Bret Hart. But, of course, Lawler being a freaking pedo.
Puppies! All right.
In more ways than one. Anyway.
So it's this Rip Taylor's moment right now, and we like Rip Taylor a lot.
Yeah. Trying to think, what other good stuff Rip Taylor did. I know he was a freaking guest on Dinner and a Movie.
Dinner and Movie guest. Let's see here. I'm trying to, because he was always when I always put him with whenever they need a silly celebrity cameo as a gag, like a SpongeBob would get a Rip Taylor, or I already said Jackass, so that's your go-to. That's like a Don Knotts. That's don't forget Gong Show.
Oh, of course, the Gong Show.
If it wasn't for Gong Show, he wouldn't get the beauty show. So,
yeah. I have a feeling about when it comes to Rip Taylor doing $1.98, apart from the Gong Show. My guess was that I have a feeling Barris really didn't want to do the nighttime version, was kind of forced onto it. And after Gary Owens didn't pan out, I would have thought Rip Taylor would have done a damn good job on the Gong Show.
Oh, that would have been a fantastic Gong Show. It's because he has the eccentric behavior that would have fit a Gong Show.
So let's role play this. If in 77,
okay,
the syndicator tells Barris, okay, you're doing great on the daytime version, but we want you on the nighttime version or somebody close to it. Barris says, okay, how about Rip Taylor? There's a pilot with Rip, and I'd say Rip's Gong Show would have done pretty well. Not as good as if Barris was hosting, but it would have done a pretty darn good job. I will say, though, it still would have been canceled in 80.
I'm trying to picture if that was the hypothetical with the Rip Taylor version. I don't think it got fully canceled if this was the 80, but I do think if this was sort of like a 3-year holdover and then they brought it back with Rip, it would have done okay. Because you want to make sure people do not know about Chuck Barris. It's not the Chuck Barris version. This is the new version
with Rip.
Yeah.
And this is when it would have been 83. So Barris would not have any involvement.
Yes.
His name would be on it because he was a producer, but he wouldn't have any involvement.
That would have been when you would have Rip Taylor host it, and then that would be like a more eccentric, perfect like 80s, early 80s, mid 80s version of the Gong Show with Rip Taylor. I think that would have just went down perfectly. That would have been good daytime or syndicated.
Yeah, I'd give it 2 years. Because you look how everything was in 83. Like, payouts were getting bigger. I mean, just look at September 83 and what was on. The only show that really didn't change its budget at all was Family Feud.
5,000 was still 5,000.
5,000 was still 5,000. Nighttime was still 10,000, but with the caveat that it's a one shot.
And I still am a firm believer it's great with returning champions, because then you kind of, if you kept watching day by day, you would get to understand the families better, and then you would have like your favorite like contestant of the family.
And that's why I think the Ray Combs version did a great job with their nighttime version, because that's exactly what they did.
So I think of mid 80s that would have definitely have worked. I think
it would have been a great triple threat with Newlywed, which I think did it re-debut in 84 or was it 85?
The new Newlywed game?
Yeah.
I think the new Newlywed game was, I believe, the
84 or 85, because I know All New Dating Game came out in 85.
Yes, I think the Bears production was 85.
Okay.
Let me double check though.
New Newlywed Game and All New Dating Game was 85. That pairing lasted until 88, when we got All New Dating Game was canceled, and Bob Eubanks stepped down as host, and Paul Rodriguez took over, which was one of the very few inductions that I'm kind of glad we found other episodes, because all we had was the premiere.
Because you can change your mind, right?
Because he toned his shtick down after the first episode, and, it kind of worked. Now, after knowing all what I know, would I still have inducted it? Yeah.
But that's like saying Mark DiCarlo for studs. Like...
Yeah, but you're also talking about two different shows, two different beasts.
You're right. I'm just going with the sense of the dating concept and the double entendres and the way they handle the ad-lib jokes. Materials.
Oh, there was no double entendres on Studs.
Oh, no, not at all. On Fox?
No, if they could get away in 1993 by saying he was hung like a horse, you'd be damn sure it would be on there.
Would you still say that better than the GSN run, Carney Wilson?
She was the only problem that I had with it.
Not the eHarmony promotional or...
No.
Oh.
Because nowadays, budgets being so thin, you kind of need one of those 50s era style sponsorships in order to have anything go. Well, unless you're Byron Allen.
Byron Allen? Wait. Byron Allen, a Funny You Should Ask fame?
You take a look at all of his shows and see how... Well, it's also kind of the way he syndicates things. Like like I keep on reading via station runners that kind of like a crack dealer.
I thought you wanted to do like a Comics Unleashed transition thing. So
No,
you
it is
went
kind
before
of
the break. You
well,
told me.
Well, let me explain about this because it's kind of true. Because Comics Unleashed hasn't had a new show in 10 years, and it's still on the air.
Mr. Box Office.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Entertainers, I think, and
The President show that they had.
yes. And don't forget the other behind the scenes man, Scott Sadden.
Yeah. Well, the way that I've gathered is that he'll do the first 2 seasons for free. And then he'll try to, we're filling time for you, so we're going to charge you a little more for it. I mean, to the point where the station's like, we're going to keep on running what you have, but not with these new agreements.
Oh, we gave you the first one free. Now you got to pay some money.
Mm-hmm.
Are you telling me that I hate to put it in this perspective? Are you telling me that Byron Allen's kind of like a crack dealer? Oh, the first hit's free. And then it's like, oh, well, the next one's $5,000 an episode. If only there's a way you can repurpose old episodes and make them new and fresh.
Needs to talk to Wheeler Sussman for that.